Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode at You Reinvent. I have a guest with me today. My guest today is Dr. Geeta Chauhan. She is a senior consultant ophthalmology at Center for Sight in Meerut. She did her MBBS from Maulana Azad Medical College. She went on to do her MS from Safdarjung Hospital in New Delhi. Due to these online classes and so much of work from home going on, and we really cannot step out to just give our eyes some sort of relief, I thought it might be a good idea to get together with her and understand what are some of the day-to-day routine tips that she can give us, or some routine steps that we can follow to ensure that post corona, post the online education part, our children's eye is as good as new. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Geeta Chauhan, who will help us answer some of the more pertinent questions. Hello, Dr. Geeta. Welcome to our episode at You Reinvent. You might be aware that what we do here is we pick up common topics which parents like you and me are struggling with and discuss in terms of, we try to deconstruct those simple day-to-day routine topics and trying to find out simple solutions. The reason I have you here today is because you are such a experienced uh, practitioner in ophthalmology. So I thought maybe you can help us, guide us here from the perspective that nowadays a lot of parents are worried because children, all the way from from the age group of 4 to 15, 16, 17, are spending a lot of time on the screen, and parents feel that this will lead to some sort of eye problems, primarily myopia or something. My first question to you here is that, does the medical fraternity distinguish between different types of screen time? For example, the student or the child taking a class, where is a school class or a craft class or a dance class or watching Peppa Pig, for that matter. Is there a difference in the screen time, or does that experience differ in how it affects your eye and your brain? So over to you.
Thank you, Shikha, for inviting me to speak on this very important topic today. Um, I feel that a lot of screen time uh, is definitely detrimental to the eye health of children, especially the ones who are growing, because a screen as such is not the normal medium for
Correct.
anybody to be gaining uh, uh, written information from.
Correct.
But definitely, with the kind of scenario that we are living in currently in COVID era. So, for the last 4 months, the routine activities of children have been banned. Like they
Yeah.
are not allowed to go out and mingle with other children.
Right.
The physical and outdoor activities have decreased, and also the schools have closed. So the children have to spend a lot of time indoors, and also that they have to take various classes online, whether it is from school or
Correct.
tuition or coaching. So definitely the children are spending a lot of time on screen, whether it is gaming or whether it is related to academics.
Studies. Yeah.
So the part that which is related to academics or information gathering is unavoidable. So I would not say that that much is not allowed. It is definitely allowed, but there are various ways and methods which we will see what we can do to avoid the side effects of screen on the eyes. But definitely, I would say that whatever is permissible and whatever is necessary will not pose such a very great harmful effect on the eyes of the children,
Okay. Okay. So,
provided we follow certain precautions.
with
Provided we
certain
follow certain
precautions, yeah.
precautions.
Before we
Yes.
go on to the precaution section,
Which definitely the parents have to be more aware of than
cautious
the
about.
children.
Yeah,
Definitely the
exactly.
children
Yeah,
do, but parents
precisely.
should be more aware.
Yeah, that's exactly the
Yeah,
reason why I decided that we should do a session. And
yeah.
since you are also a very dear friend, as I thought, who better than you? So you mentioned um, a lot of screen time. So is there medical fraternity, determined what is a lot of screen time, or do we just go by, our
So,
routine understanding?
yeah, I won't say that there is a particular study conducted as to decide which is the optimum screen time for a particular child of different age
Mm-hmm.
group in a particular day. No, I won't say that.
Okay.
But yes, it could be different capacity for different people, for different children. Some children may be spending like hours on the screen without having any symptoms. So I
Mm-hmm.
would not say that there is a cutoff. But
Okay.
generally, what I have heard and seen
Mm-hmm.
that right now the children are spending at least 2 to 3 hours minimum
Minimum, yeah.
on the classes, on the academic classes that the
Mm-hmm.
schools are conducting.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean that that time is obviously we have to allow them that much of time on the screen. But that doesn't mean that if a child is looking at a cartoon or doing any other activity on the screen, which is a fun activity or a gaming activity, that
Mm-hmm.
that can also be allowed for the same period of time.
Okay.
So I think the gaming should be allowed to between half
Minimize
an
as
hour
much
to
as possible.
45 minutes. A particular session can
Okay.
be allowed.
Okay. 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 So coming to my next question, you also mentioned that we have to, as parents, we have to kind of be watchful of how our kids are responding and stuff. Are there any warning signs that we should be looking at, which can suggest that a child definitely is feeling some sort of eye strain, or it is reflective of some sort of a problem?
Well, yes, there are a lot of eye symptoms and signs which the parents
Mm-hmm.
can look for
Mm-hmm.
in order to know whether their child is getting affected by a lot of screen time. So,
Mm-hmm.
some of them which I can mention to name a few are like the child can complain of a headache, eye strain, eye pain, or sometimes even blurring of vision,
Oh.
temporary blurring, transient blurring of vision,
Mm-hmm.
or there could be watering
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes even itching and redness in the eye, blurring I mentioned. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the symptoms that one should be looking for if
Is the
there is any
constant
problem
rubbing,
maybe with
because
the screen.
young children rub their eyes a lot, is that also a sign that they are experiencing some sort of eye strain?
Yeah, sometimes rubbing is also associated with the long screen hours, but not always, because
Okay.
rubbing is also a sign in allergy, the common eye allergy that seasonally we find in summers, which is pronounced as summer. So even in those conditions, the child will tend to rub the eyes. So in case the rubbing is quite intense and the child is rubbing quite often, then we need to see the eye specialist
Okay.
to differentiate between the two.
Okay. I mean, since you know that I have a young daughter, and
Yeah,
she happens to do it closer to bedtime, so that could also mean that she's
yeah.
just sleeping. So
It is. It is possible that she's sleeping, her eyes are tired, that's why
yeah,
she's rubbing. It
correct.
is possible.
Okay.
So, one thing I want to mention is that
Sure.
these kind of symptoms are even very, very common in adults who are
Mm.
even on the screen for a long
Long
period of
period of
time
time. Yeah.
due to work related issues or some other issues. So,
Mm-hmm.
we categorize this, like we label these symptoms as a name called computer vision syndrome. So,
I
it is
see.
a
Okay.
recognized entity. So
Mm.
the people who are on screen for a long time, they can have all these gamut of symptoms.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, with that context, with that understanding that we covered the fact that extended period of screen time should not be allowed, and we should be looking at some warning signs. Would you be able to give us some 4 or 5 tips that we as parents can follow to help children at least arrest any sort of damage that can happen? Because COVID is not going away very soon. Digital screens and online education is here to stay, so we have to adapt and learn some better ways to manage with this. So what would you say, what can we do?
So yes, as we see that a lot of schooling activities, academic activities, coaching things, they have all seen a big shift from one-to-one interaction to digital media. So
Correct.
definitely, even if the schools open, this kind of thing is still going to stay.
Yeah.
And we don't know when the schools are opening yet. So
Correct.
like we have to allow the children to be on the screen to continue their academic activities for as long as it is required during a particular day. So
Mm-hmm.
now there are a lot of measures which we can undertake.
Mm-hmm.
Not some, there are a lot of measures that we can undertake.
Mm-hmm.
So let us we can start from the size of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing is that the bigger the size of the screen, the better it is,
Okay.
because it
Mm-hmm.
is farther from the eye. So
Mm.
while we are looking at the object like the screen, we don't have to exert a lot of
Concentrated.
muscle
Mm-hmm.
muscle power. Yes, the
Okay.
muscle power that we have to exert to focus any particular near object will generally tire our eyes in case it is very near to our eyes, because then we
Mhm.
have to exert more muscle power.
Correct.
So
Correct.
we can keep we can try to keep the screen as far as possible, like let's say an arm's length,
Mm-hmm.
which definitely will be possible with the desktop and
Yeah.
or
On
with a
laptop. Yeah.
laptop. Yeah, so we can even go for a tablet if it is big enough to be kept at a distance of 18 to 20 inches.
I
So the
see.
optimum distance would be 18 to 20, 24 inches. And the bigger screen would definitely be better because it will give you a bigger font, easy to read, and less focusing power needed by the
Correct.
eyes.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So then the second thing what we can do with the screen is that we can sit on a table chair instead of any other
On
posture
the bed
in
or
our house.
something. Yeah. Mm.
Yes, yeah, it is to be avoided to be sitting on a couch or a bed. So better is to sit on a table and a chair, and then in a manner that the upper level of the screen is at your eye level.
Mm.
So
Okay.
what
Mm.
will happen is the upper level of the screen, if it is at your eye level, then you have to either tilt your eyes a little downwards, or your eye
Mm-hmm.
level is straight while you are reading something.
Correct.
So that gives lesser strain to the eyes
Mm-hmm.
instead of looking up and extremely down.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
these are the two things we can do with the screen.
Okay.
Uh, for that, we'll have to either adjust the table height or the chair height
Mm.
to
Mm.
keep the screen at the eye level.
Yeah.
Thirdly, um, thirdly, what we can do is that we can keep the lighting in such a manner that the contrast is very good and the brightness is not too sharp of the screen, and the
Mm-hmm.
light is not directly falling on the screen and reflecting into our light into our eyes.
I
So the
see.
glare is minimized. So that glare is minimized. So that is
Okay.
also very easy to do. You can sit at a place which is convenient in the lighting
Usually they
position.
say that when you're reading or when you're studying or doing anything, the object which you're looking at should be getting the most light. Right. So in this
So
case,
yeah,
you're
but
saying if
here,
it's a
here it is,
screen,
here
that
it
should
is
not
not
be
that.
the case.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, because it is a self illuminated thing.
Correct.
So the light can either come from above, like
Hmm.
from above, but
Correct.
that is not possible in the houses. If it
Hmm.
is, then it is very good. But if it is not coming from the above and you have a tube light or something like that, in that case,
Sideways
you
or
should position your screen so that the light is not getting reflected onto the screen and coming to your eyes.
okay, understood.
So these are the three things which we do with the screen.
I see.
Yeah. So then mobile is not a very good idea for studying for long hours.
Correct.
Then another very important thing which the parents will have to keep in mind is that while the child is on a screen for the classes, they have to remind their children to take a break every 20 to 25 minutes for at least 20 seconds, in which the child should be looking at a distance of 20 feet.
I think
The
their
So
rule
we call
will be
it
2020 or
we
something.
yeah we yes, we call it a 20-20-20 rule.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this is like 20 minutes, 20-second break to look at 20 feet
20
distance.
away. Hmm.
So the logic is that we are looking at the screen, our muscles are tired. So for 20 seconds, we are going to lift our gaze from the screen and we are going to relax our muscles by looking at a distant object. We
Hmm.
don't have to look in the book, or we don't have to talk to somebody. So that again would be a near object. We have
Hmm.
to relax our muscles by looking at any distant object. So that's very important.
Okay.
So we have to keep taking those breaks.
Right.
And after every 1 to 2 hours, maybe 1.5 hours to 2 hours, we should take a proper break of 5 minutes,
5-10
if it
minutes.
is possible. Yes,
Hmm.
that break is important. um, we can even have some other measures, like we can use some artificial drops if we start feeling any burning or itching in the eyes in the middle of the session. So we can
Hmm.
keep some artificial eye drops with us, For
Right.
that, we'll definitely have to ask some optometrist
Often.
or eye
Yeah.
specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And another thing that I would like to say is that our blinking rate also goes down while we are looking at the screen. So the
I
normal
see.
blinking rate would definitely decrease while we are staring at the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and that leads to a little bit of dryness in our eyes, of
Right.
varying proportions in different people, of
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
different children. So this dryness due to decreased blinking can also be taken care of by conscious blinking in
Blinking.
between
Yeah. Yeah.
while
And
we are
especially if you
looking at
take
something.
breaks, you will generally blink if you
Yes,
do that.
yes, yes, yes. So we can do a conscious blinking while we are sitting on the screen. So
Mm.
these are the few measures that we definitely need to take. And sometimes we do need to, in spite of all these things, we might need to go to our eye specialist, and they may prescribe us some special glasses, some blue cut lenses, some
Mm.
anti-reflective coated lenses
Mm.
in spectacles, some artificial tears
Correct.
for alleviating symptoms if they are
Mm.
not relieved by these methods.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, related question, and you might remember this episode from our childhood. When I was growing up, and my eyesight was it deteriorated very early, and the common notion I would say was that she would not be eating green vegetables, or she would not be, or she would be watching a lot of TV. And actually, it was the opposite in my case. I still don't watch TV, and I ate a lot of green vegetables, and still I got bad eyesight. And I know why I got it, but that's a different case. So my question, the reason I'm sharing that story is that, is there something parents can feed their children to kind of improve the health of their kid's eye? you know
Okay, so that's a very, very common question
okay.
that I keep getting in my OPD as well.
Everything can be fixed by
That
some good tea or something you can
yes,
give.
yes, yes. Yeah, so as if that we give some magic pill to the child and
Everything will be
the
fine.
glass will be removed. The first question that every mother or a father might ask on the first prescription, on first getting to know that my child has to wear glasses, is doctor, is there anything that we can do or we can give them to avoid the glass, or is there a chance that it can be removed in future, just
Hmm.
like that? So yes, okay, fine. I will answer your question that watching a lot of TV and not eating green vegetable is not directly related to a bad eyesight or a near sightedness or a spectacle in a child. So that's quite a myth.
Okay.
But yes, there are studies which correlate the fact that a lot of children who are doing only indoor activities, who are
Mm.
not going outdoors, who are reading a lot, who are a lot of who are into academics, they those kids are seen to be having um, nearsightedness, or that is a defect in the far sight.
Hmm.
So that is just a correlation. There is no direct cause and effect
Hmm.
mechanism involved here, that
Hmm.
everybody who is watching a lot of TV or reading a
Will
lot
end up
will end up having a
mm,
power for distance. So there's
correct.
no correlation. But definitely there are studies and recommendations worldwide nowadays that children are encouraged for outdoor activities and physical activities. And in such children, myopia is seen to a lesser extent.
So
As
much
far as
like you
green
would.
vegetables,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No,
So
I
what
was
I'm
saying that
saying is
much
about
like, we say that, okay, you should just eat healthy, live a balanced life, play a little, study a little. So everything in proportion, in moderation
yes,
is the key.
yes,
So,
definitely,
okay,
yes,
so you were
definitely.
talking about food.
Definitely, that's
food.
the key. And talking about the green vegetable or the nutrition part, so definitely during the growing up years, children need a balanced diet. They need a mixture of all the nutrients. So green vegetables do play their part. But as far as eyes are concerned, the most important vitamin that we need is vitamin A. And vitamin A is quite much there in our normal daily routine diet.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if the child is absolutely neglecting the green vegetable, then
Mm-hmm.
green vegetables should be taken for a healthy eye health,
Mm-hmm.
for a normal eye health. but definitely there is no correlation between the vegetables and the eyesight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a
The
living
number,
proof
the
that it
power,
doesn't work.
power that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
And
I
hereditary plays an important part in
right.
deciding the power of the child
Correct.
in early childhood.
And
Yes.
like you said,
Yes.
the part that we discussed earlier, the eye strain part of it, and if you're not playing outside. So I remember I used to always study on the opposite side of the light. So if the light is coming
Mhm.
from, it would never fall on my book or my
Mm.
copy.
Mhm.
So naturally, I
Yeah.
must have been straining a lot more to read,
Mm.
and which I think
Mm.
must be happening with the digital screens also, because like you said, they're self illuminated, so the strain on
Yes.
your eyes is so much more. Okay,
Yeah, definitely. It is more.
great.
What also we can do is that like nowadays, especially with children, and they're getting up late, sleeping late, doing some
Mhm.
activities at night before sleeping. They don't want to sleep
Yeah,
early at night. The early to bed and early to rise, I think, is all
is not
gone.
happening anymore.
So that's a very good habit,
Mm,
because if the child is rested enough during the night time, then they are able to concentrate in a better way on the screen, which obviously requires a normal good night's sleep.
correct.
So the sleep would go a long way in alleviating a lot of eye strain.
Right. So,
And outdoor activities as well. Outdoor
definitely,
activities should be encouraged. Even the parents can get involved with the children. In it's not like
playing outside.
the
Yeah,
most important and the most relevant and the non-medical remedy of decreasing the screen time in children, that I want to say and that everybody knows, is the child does what he sees. So not only do the children have to decrease their unnecessary
parents
screen
also
time,
need to do that.
parents will have to do the same.
Correct.
Parents will have to decrease their screen time as well.
Right. And I don't know if you've ever gotten a chance to look at our some of the other videos that I do.
Yeah,
That can
I have,
also be an opportunity for the parent to connect with their child, because it's
definitely.
I mean, you get away from the screen, the child gets away from the screen, and you just play or go outside for a walk or something. So
Yeah.
great. uh, I had just these very basic questions, because I didn't want to address something very specific. But uh, before we end, would you like to share some last tip or recommendation, anything that you would like to say to our audience? That I'm sure you're getting a lot of complaints these days. So what is it
Yes.
that you want to tell parents, that to kind of mitigate those risks?
Yeah, okay, fine. So, like as you said, I'm seeing there is a lot of increase in number of parents coming with their children with the complaints of headache, eye
Mhm.
strain, and mostly after the online classes. So,
Mm,
definitely, this problem is on the rise, as you said.
mm,
So, the tip that I want to give to the parents is first and foremost is to decrease the unnecessary screen time.
mm,
That's the first and the foremost tip. And the second is to give your child, if it is possible, to give your child a proper gadget which can be kept at a distance of 20 inches at least, with the proper height, and to develop and inculcate proper screen habits, like uh, as
right.
I mentioned,
Yeah, because
to
most
give
people
the
just
child.
use, I mean, mothers give their own phone to their child, which is actually
Yes.
detrimental to their eye health.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Because you cannot keep a mobile at a distance of 20
Correct.
inches and
Yes.
operate it.
Hmm.
You will have to keep the mobile in
Much
your
closer.
hand, near your eyes to operate it. And while you're doing so, you are going to exercise a lot of your eye muscles, tire them
Mm,
easily, and lead to dryness and all sort of computer vision syndrome symptoms.
correct. Correct.
So that's my tip, to watch out for your children's habits
Yeah.
and
I mean, like you
decrease
said,
their, have
good
some
gadget.
discipline, have some screen time discipline.
Correct.
So
Yes.
all these things will go a long way in maintaining a normal eye health.
Yeah.
And definitely visit your ophthalmologist
If you see
if
it.
it is very necessary. If you feel that the child is looking into a screen from a near distance, he goes to the TV very often, near to the TV very often, then that is an indication that that child might be having some power for
Vision
distance and
problems.
needs a thorough eye examination.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, thank you so much for taking out the time, Dr. Geeta. And this was a real pleasure.
And it was a little strange also talking to you so formally, but I think for the benefit of our audience, this will be a great talk. uh, Thank you so much. Nice
And
talking to you.
Shikha, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to reach out to many parents and children through your channel. And I wish you all the best with your channel, which is You Reinvent.
Right.
And I really like it. And
Thank
I
you.
hope to spread some good message through this video and through your efforts. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me, Shikha.
Thank you.
It
Bye
was a
bye.
pleasure.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye
Geeta.
bye. Take care. Bye bye.